Hello, my name is Dickson Chiu, and welcome to the rebranding of Golden Tree Chinese Restaurant. My family has been running this restaurant for the last 30 years, so I'm excited to share my work with you all. We start our presentation with the logo. For the new design, I went with a more symmetrical approach. I felt the new logo needed to feature a tree graphic, as expected when the restaurant is called Golden Tree. I also added Chinese restaurant to the wordmark, in order to resolve some confusion about the objective of the restaurant. For the exclusionary zone, and to ensure the legibility of the logo, I believe it was necessary to add more uninterrupted space horizontally on both sides of the logo. Here we have our other logo options that can be used in other applications. It could be something physical, like a written document or advertisement poster, or something digital on a website or a mobile phone. When I was deciding on the minimum logo size, it was mostly dependent on the word mark of Chinese restaurant. I decreased the overall size of the logo to the point where I couldn't see the Chinese restaurant letters, and finally settled on the size you see here. Here are some examples of ineffective logo options that I explored but ultimately decided against. Simply put, do not change the word mark, the Chinese calligraphy, or the tree graphic. Any change to these features will render a less effective logo. And when designing the color palette for the new Golden Tree logo, I wanted to pick colors that would be readable and easily identified on both lighter and darker backgrounds. I chose this shade of gold because of the ease in readability and the neutrality in this particular shade of gold. I also wanted to feature a red color in the logo as well. Chinese culture holds the color red in very high regard. Moving on to the typography, I wanted a more modern typeface, but also one that had versatility, so they could be used in both larger display sizes and smaller text sizes. The typeface brand and grotesque fit my criteria perfectly. Its geometric style plays into the symmetry of the logo very nicely. Brand and Grotesque also features heavier font style options that were perfect for display views, and lighter options for longer text views. We'll see these come to play later in the iPad and website mockups. For the Chinese calligraphy, I wanted to pick a typeface that would complement the modern sans serif face of Brandon Grotesque. I went with a font called Song T. I was immediately intrigued by the end flourishes of the horizontal strokes and the overall look of the typeface. It was geometrical and also reminiscent of old Chinese brushstrokes. Now we'll switch gears and proceed with the collateral. For the business card, I went with a simpler design. I didn't want to overload the card with information, so any questions people might have could be answered by going to the website or simply contacting the restaurant using a phone. Continuing with our collateral, I mocked up clothing attire that could be worn by customers and also staff at the restaurant. Stickers could be given to younger patrons, and teacups would feature only the tree graphic. Here are examples of poster mock-ups that could be posted around town to advertise the restaurant. I chose bus advertisements as they are easily identified in public places. Here's an example of what a Groupon page would look like for online advertisements. I believe that Groupon will offer a great opportunity for future patrons to explore the restaurant. And here is what an online advertisement will look for the Salt Lake Tribune, a local newspaper website. Online ads like this will have an easy call to action button that will send users to the Golden Tree website. We now move on to the iconography that will be used in menus. For the benefit of the customer, I design icons that will be listed next to certain menu items, and will alert customers who have any allergy or dietary restrictions. Doing so will hopefully save any customer from an unexpected reaction to their food. Customers will get treated to using an interactive iPad menu when they dine in. Servers will simply hand the customers an iPad, and the customers can proceed to order. When designing the various screens for the iPad menu, the goals in mind were simplicity and accessibility. The average age of our customers is around 40 to 50 years of age, so designing these pages caters to non-tech savvy patrons. The landing page you see here only leads to our story section or straight to the menu. Users that do tap the Our Story section will bring them to this screen where customers can read about how the restaurant got started. The staff at Golden Tree are very family oriented, so it would be silly not to tell this story. Here is the first screen that customers will see when they start ordering. Users can tap the words on the left side of the screen to navigate to other parts of the menu. I used a heavier font style for the menu text for easier readability and legibility. Certain menu items will also have specific allergy and dietary restriction icons. Golden Tree has a very extensive menu. To maintain usability, the Chinese and American menus are split into categories rather than having a lengthy scrollable list. Users can tap any of the boxes to go to that specific menu category. A user tapping one of those previous categories will result in a screen like this. There are many categories, but the goal was to convey the menu information in a clean and simple way. Once users have finished looking at the menu, they can tap the little waiter icon in the bottom left corner. And after clicking the waiter icon, an overlay will pop up to notify the customer that someone will be with them shortly. We now move on to the mock-up of the restaurant website. Here's the landing page. The restaurant website will mostly feature white text on dark backgrounds. I believe it would be easier for the users to read the text and put less strain on their eyes. Users can immediately go to the reservations page or access the navigation in the top left corner. After clicking the navigation icon in the top left, users will have access to this navigation menu. Every part of the website can be accessed through here. The About link will bring you to the About Golden Tree webpage. If you notice, this page is similar to the About page on the iPad menu. I believe it is important to maintain consistency, and this webpage will allow future patrons to gain insight into the history of the restaurant and why it was founded. Users that click the reserve link will be brought to the reservations page. They can reserve a time to dine in the restaurant using this system. After selecting a day on the calendar, denoted by the red circle you see, users will type in their name into the next box, select the number of guests, and a time. Finally, they will press reserve to save their spot for the restaurant. The contact page of the website will have all the necessary components to locate the restaurant, including business hours, telephone number, address, and an image that links to Google Maps with the restaurant's address already entered in. Here's what the menu page will look like for the online website. I utilize the same iconography to alert users who have the same allergy or dietary restrictions. And also similar to the iPad, I kept the same menu categories to keep consistency and to refrain from putting the whole menu on one page. The current active category will have a white background with black text. Users can click the white border links to access different parts of the menu. For the environmental design, I used pictures on the wall to help facilitate the food the customers should expect. I wanted to showcase that most of the food dishes are influenced from the Canton province of China. A couple of food dishes are also highlighted, specific to the Canton region, and a picture of a wok is also present, to let patrons know how their food will be prepared, as most Canton-inspired dishes feature preparation with a wok. And now we reach the hyperlinks for the prototypes of the iPad menu and the website, which we will visit now. We'll now begin with the iPad menu. Customers who dine in can click Order Now to go straight to the menu, or they can click Our Story. As you can see here, we have text about the origins of Golden Tree and how it got started. Users can also select this little magnifying glass, and they will get an image of where Golden Tree first started. To get back to ordering, we'll just back out and go into Order Now. And here is our menu. Users can also click the side tabs right here to visit different parts of our menu. And clicking in the category right here, it'll list the different menu items. As you can see, the iconography is on full display. And once users have finished looking at the menu, they can click this little waiter icon down in the bottom left corner, and someone will be with them shortly. And now here's our prototype for the restaurant website. Users can see our tagline, Choose Chinese Today. They can also click this little button right here to go visit our reservations page, or they can click this navigation icon, and we can see our navigation menu. If we click the About link here, we can go to the About Golden Tree page, and where users can read up a bit about the restaurant. They can visit our reservations page to reserve a spot. All they do is fill out this form and click the Reserve button. If they ever needed to contact us, here are our business hours, a telephone number, and an address, and also a image that actually links to a Google Maps page of where Golden Tree is now currently. And finally, we have our menu. Users can scroll down to see different menu items. They can also click these little links up here to visit different parts of the menu. And as you can see, we use the same iconography from the iPad menu. And that is our restaurant prototype. And that concludes our rebranding presentation of Golden Tree Chinese Restaurant. A special thanks to everyone who's contributed feedback. Your comments have helped me so much and has made this presentation as it is today. Thank you so much and have a great day.